Hey, thanks for joining us for a chat. Now, I know sometimes we look to the outside world for our self-worth, but how can we as parents teach our kids to develop that self-worth? Colette, hit us with it.
So I think it's not just about praising your child all the time. It's actually two-pronged in my mind. It's about letting your child know that they are so valuable to you, that you love them just as they are. As they are is enough.
Yes.
So it's really...
As they are is enough.
Yes.
That's so important because I feel like I said earlier, we try and get validation. A lot of young people do get validation from social media and what people are saying and how many likes, which we can't do anymore. But in saying that, I think it's important for us as parents, what you said,
you are enough.
You're enough.
Yeah. And you don't have to perform, you don't have to do these things for me to love you. And so it's about showering them with truckloads of love, I call it. But on the flip side...
From a young age. From a young age.
Yeah. But then the other prong really is boundaries.
Okay.
So children feel loved when they have boundaries. And so if our children don't have boundaries, I refer to that as being the parent. You are trying to be your child's 40-year-old best friend. And children don't need a 40-year-old best friend. They need us to be their parents. And boundaries make them feel safe, and boundaries develop worth. So it's not just showering your child with love, but with no boundaries and saying, oh, well, do whatever you want, do whatever you feel like doing. They need to feel like they are safe.
So is that putting rules down, family rules that you can both agree to?
Yes.
Or is it consensual? Should you talk to your children about
I do
these
think you should, but there are some areas that are important because they're safety. So your child doesn't get to decide what time they go to sleep because we know that is not good for their health. But what's fascinating is something that's come up that builds our children's worth is play. Okay. And we're seeing paediatricians prescribe play for children's mental health and to develop their worth. They're prescribing play to parents and saying, play with your children more. There's social interaction that happens, social emotional competence that happens, a whole lot of fine motor and gross motor skills that happen through play. Okay. Play is going to look different for your 2-year-old compared to your 16-year-old. Okay. So playing with your little one might be down on the floor with Legos, but with your 16-year-old would be sitting, even playing a video game with them or playing soccer outside. Wrestling. I love wrestling. Yeah. I'm a big fan of rough and tumble play.
Yeah, I feel sorry for my daughters. There's 4 girls and my husband, they're wrestling and they're only like 3 years old. 4 years old.
There are so many benefits to rough and tumble play. Okay. Kids learn boundaries, they learn when to stop, they learn that dad stops.
Be scared. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and all of those things build worth in our children. So there's many ways that we can be creative. It's not about doing what we think should build our children's worth. It's also asking them, what would you like to do within budget limits, obviously. It doesn't have to cost money, but what speaks their language? Yeah. What is their love language? And so it's tapping into listening to our children.
I think it's so important. You've talked about love language and interacting with our children from a young age. And play is important as well. So look, for more information from Colette, some great tips, check out our Mums at the Table YouTube channel and subscribe.